The Ford F-150 is the best-selling vehicle in America. Not the best-selling truck, the best-selling vehicle, period. For 47 consecutive years, Americans have bought more F-150s than anything else on four wheels. Ford makes more profit from the F-150 alone than most car manufacturers make from their entire lineup combined. It is not just a truck. It is the financial backbone of one of the largest companies in American history. 3 trucks just rolled out of Chinese factories that make it look overpriced, underpowered, and embarrassingly behind the times. Not in one category, not in two, in every single category that actually matters to the people who buy trucks. Welcome to AK Truthix, where we go underneath the story everyone else just reports. If you're new here, subscribe now, because by the end of this video, you are going to want to see what comes next. By the time this video ends, you are going to understand exactly why Ford's most profitable product is staring down the most serious competitive threat in its entire history, and why the people running Ford are more nervous about these 3 vehicles than they have ever publicly admitted. Why the F-150 is vulnerable right now. Before the trucks, you need to understand why this moment is different from every previous time someone predicted the F-150's downfall. The F-150 starts at $36,000. The average American buyer drives off the lot having spent $58,000 to $65,000 by the time options, packages, and dealer markups are applied. That is a mortgage-level monthly commitment for a vehicle most Americans use to commute to work, pick up groceries, and haul something maybe twice a year. The towing capacity most buyers never use. The payload capacity most buyers never load. The 4-wheel drive system most buyers never engage. Yet they pay for it all, every month, for 7 years. Ford has known this for decades, and it never mattered because nobody was offering a serious alternative that made the comparison feel personal. The used truck market was expensive. Import alternatives never connected with American buyers culturally. The F-150 had the full-size work truck segment essentially to itself. That just ended, and the vehicles ending it are not playing catch-up. They are playing an entirely different game. Truck 1, Great Wall Cannon. The work truck that just made the F-150 look overpriced. The Great Wall Cannon does not arrive with a flashy interior or a giant touchscreen. It arrives to outwork the F-150 at every job the F-150 was built to do, and then undercut its price so aggressively that the comparison becomes genuinely uncomfortable for Ford's accounting department. Towing capacity up to 3,500 kilograms, competitive with every work-spec F-150 in its price range. Payload over 1,000 kilograms in a bed built from high-strength steel. Ground clearance of 224 millimeters, more than enough for serious off-road work without aftermarket lift kits that add thousands of dollars. Available in both diesel and hybrid configurations depending on the application. Here is the number that changes everything. The Great Wall Cannon is available in international markets for the equivalent of $25,000 to $35,000 fully equipped. A work truck with a genuine tow rating, real payload numbers, and a warranty backed by the world's largest automotive market. A comparably equipped F-150 with a proper tow package, bed liner, and the engine option needed to match those numbers lands at $52,000 minimum at most American dealerships. The Great Wall Cannon covers the same job description for roughly half the price in markets where it's available. And here's the detail Ford doesn't want covered in any media outlet that accepts automotive advertising. The Great Wall Cannon has been the best-selling pickup truck in Australia for multiple consecutive years. Australia has the same truck culture, the same work demands, and the same expectations as America. Australian buyers drove both trucks, did the math, and chose the one that made more financial sense without giving up capability. The Great Wall Cannon did not win on novelty. It won because it was the better value. America's tariff wall is the only reason that same math isn't available to American buyers right now. Truck 2, the BYD Shark, the hybrid pickup that made every gas truck look like a technology relic. If the Great Wall Cannon attacks the F-150 on price and practicality, the BYD Shark attacks it on something deeper, the technology underneath the hood. And what BYD put under that hood makes every pure combustion truck on the market look like it belongs in a previous decade. The BYD Shark runs on BYD's 5th-generation hybrid system, the same powertrain technology that recently set a Guinness-verified world record for fuel efficiency in a passenger vehicle. Combined output from the electric motors and combustion engine working together, 433 horsepower. Combined range on a full charge and full tank, over 500 miles without stopping once. But here is what genuinely separates the Shark from every other hybrid truck concept that has come and gone. In electric-only mode, it runs completely silently and produces instant torque that combustion engines physically cannot replicate. Electric motors deliver maximum torque from 0 RPM. Combustion engines have to build through their power band. This means the Shark pulls harder off the line than an F-150 with comparable rated output every single time, on a job site, at a stoplight, coming out of a construction entrance. The truck that needs to move something heavy moves it faster. That is not a marketing claim. That is physics. Ford's answer to hybrid trucks is the F-150 Power Boost. It starts at $58,000. The BYD Shark is priced in international markets at the equivalent of $32,000 to $40,000 for a more advanced hybrid system, longer combined range, and faster torque delivery. And then there is the feature every overlander, every camper, and every job site manager in America would pay extra for right now. The Shark's battery powers external equipment directly from outlets built into the bed. Generators, power tools, lighting rigs, refrigeration units, all running from the truck in complete silence for hours. Ford's Pro Power on board does something similar but requires the combustion engine to be running. The BYD Shark can power an entire campsite from its battery alone, all night, without starting the engine once. Truck 3, the Li Auto Mega, the family truck that just redefined what a pickup truck can actually be. The first two trucks on this list attack the F-150 on its own terms. The Li Auto Mega approaches the pickup truck from a completely different direction and asks a question Ford has spent 50 years not answering. What if a pickup truck was actually designed around the people who drive it every day, not the job site it might visit twice a year? The Li Auto Mega combines the footprint and exterior presence of a full-size truck with an interior that belongs in a completely different product category. Panoramic roof running nearly the full length of the vehicle, individual screens for rear passengers, a refrigeration system built into the center console, a spatial audio system so precisely engineered that the front and rear of the cabin can play completely different audio simultaneously with zero bleed between them. The powertrain is Li Auto's extended range system, a small combustion engine that never touches the wheels. It acts exclusively as a generator, keeping the electric motors topped up throughout any journey. Total range on a single fuel cycle, 750 miles. That is New York to Chicago and back without stopping for fuel once, in a full-size family truck. 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds for a vehicle of this size and interior specification is serious performance, faster than any comparably equipped full-size truck from Ford at the same price point. And the price in Chinese markets sits at approximately $55,000, the same ballpark as a loaded F-150. At $55,000, the F-150 gives you a work truck with a functional interior and Ford's reliability record. At $55,000, the Li Auto Mega gives you 750 miles of range, a luxury cabin that genuinely competes with SUVs costing twice as much, and powertrain technology that the F-150 won't offer for years. Ford has known about the Li Auto Mega for 2 years. They do not have an answer for it. The real threat Ford won't talk about. Chinese pickup trucks together reveal about where the F-150's real vulnerability actually lives. It is not towing capacity. Ford wins some of those comparisons and can argue that point credibly. It is not reliability. Ford's decades of real-world F-150 data are genuinely earned. The threat is value. The gap between what American truck buyers pay and what they actually receive for that money is now wide enough that a growing number of buyers are asking the question Ford has spent decades making sure they never had reason to ask. What am I actually getting for the extra $25,000? When that question has a satisfying answer, Ford is safe. When it leads a buyer to realize they're paying a premium for a badge, a financing arrangement, and the absence of alternatives, the entire business model becomes vulnerable in a way that cannot be fixed with a new trim level or a slightly improved infotainment screen. The tariff structure currently keeping these trucks out of American showrooms is the primary barrier between Ford's profit margins and a conversation American truck buyers have never been allowed to have. The lobbying effort to maintain those tariffs is more aggressive right now than at any previous point, not because these trucks are dangerous, not because they fail American standards, but because the moment American buyers can test drive them and compare the math, the F-150's 50-year run as the unquestioned default becomes a genuine competition for the first time. They are not protecting American consumers from inferior products. They are protecting the most profitable product in American automotive history from superior competition. One honest question before you go. If all three of these trucks were at a dealership in your city tomorrow, same warranty, same service network, no tariffs, competitive price, would you test drive one? And if the test drive convinced you it was the better truck for your money, would you actually buy it? Drop your real answer in the comments, not the comfortable one, because that answer is exactly what Ford's product planning team is trying to figure out right now, and it is going to determine what American trucks look like for the next 50 years. Hit like if this changed how you see the truck in your driveway. Subscribe to AK Truthix. We find the shifts before the mainstream admits they're happening. Notifications on. The next one is already coming. I will see you there.